Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining and joining on time. Jazakumullah khair. We know some people have still just prayed Maghrib and are joining. And if you're joining around the world, wherever you are, it's great to have you here. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you for joining us this evening. Just gone 9 p.m. UK time. And it's, alhamdulillah, more people are still joining. So we'll try and just fill in the time for the next minute or two, just to give everybody an opportunity to connect. Those of you who know that maybe friends, family, other members should be on the call, give them a nudge and we give them a reminder, let them know that they should join us now, inshallah. We've got a very jam-packed, important session to deliver today. Got some very practical elements to go through, inshallah, in terms of your pre-travel preparation. We'll speak about that, and we'll speak about some final readiness and reminders as well, inshallah. But today's session, inshallah, will be very practical, so lots to benefit from, and inshallah, we'll have opportunities for you guys to ask any questions you have. And that's usually done in one of two ways. Most popular is to put it in the Q&A section, and we'll answer that. Also, you could at the Q&A session just raise your virtual hand, and then we'll facilitate your audio and listen to your question and answer it as best as we can. So let's run through today's session and what we got planned. So we'll speak with first hearing from our Shaykh Shaqur on preparing our hearts for the journey. And then we'll remind you how you can catch up on some of the previous sessions that we've had. We'll go into a bit of a detail analysis and sharing of tips and tricks that we've learned over the years as a checklist for before you depart, and then some guidance on the flights and the guides that will be supporting you throughout your Hajj journey, inshallah. So that's what we're hoping to cover, inshallah, in today's session. And for that, we'll begin with Shaykh Shaqur. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Great to have you here once again. Jazakumullah khair.
الله
And alhamdulillah, you've very kindly supported us throughout the last few months with everybody's journey, from people who didn't know they were going Hajj, people who tried and couldn't get in, people who tried several times and then got successful, to now, alhamdulillah, we're almost on the cusp of traveling to Hajj. May Allah accept it from us all. A little bit of advice for the most important part of the journey for us, which is to turn our hearts towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair, Shaykh.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. The day is nearly upon us when we are about to take those steps outside of our front doors and actually embark on the actual physical journey to the house of Allah. And from the house of Allah, we will enter the plains of Arafah on the day of Hajj, where the Prophet ﷺ, he reminded us, Al-Hajju Arafah, that the whole Hajj is all about that moment between Dhuhr and Maghrib in Arafah, and there is nothing more special than that moment. And you remind yourself that this is what I'm paying this money for, this is what I'm striving for, this is what makes everything worth it. That journey to Allah, and we are about to actually begin that physical journey. The spiritual journey began well before this, when we were in Ramadan, when we were even prior to Ramadan thinking about the Hajj, etc. But right now, when you think about the fact that we are about to enter the best 10 days of the whole year, and thinking about the preparation of the heart, when in Surah Al-Baqarah, in the verses of Hajj, Allah says, وَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. Allah says, and take your provisions. Don't just go without provision, but take your provision. And then he said, and the best of provision that you can take is at-taqwa. Now, taqwa is, as Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he mentioned that Allah is remembered and he is never forgotten, that he is praised and he is never neglected, and that he is thanked and he is never shown ingratitude. He summarized it in these three things. You constantly remember Allah and you never forget that Allah is watching you, Allah is with you, Allah knows what is going through your heart and mind. And you remember this especially when, the butterflies start, the anxiousness starts when you're thinking about the Hajj journey and any journey, in fact, because the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that journeying and safar is qit'atun min al-adhab. There is some kind of anxiety, distress, and a type of adhab, punishment, when you travel, whenever you travel, because you're leaving loved ones, you're leaving that which is known, and you're going to that which is unknown. And whenever the human being goes from something that is known to that which is unknown, it is more difficult than any other time. So we're about to embark on that journey, and Shaitan will come with his whispers and try to make you overthink and bring fears with those thoughts and try to take away from you the reward of every moment in that Hajj. So the first thing that we need to focus on right now is to increase in our istighfar. Okay, saying astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, but actually meaning it from the depths of our hearts. Our shortcomings, our misdeeds, everything that we've done in the past year, rather throughout our lifetime. Because none of us has worshipped Allah the way He deserves to be worshipped. And how could we? Because we are the simple, deficient slaves of Allah. We require His rahmah 24/7. We require His aid 24/7. This is us. Go back to your nature and plead with Allah to cover those faults, to forgive those faults. So when you say astaghfirullah, this is what it means. Remember those times you fell short and say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Yani, ask Allah to turn to us so that we are forgiven, so that everything for us on this journey is made easy, so it is facilitated for us, because the only one who can facilitate everything in this journey and make it the blessed journey that we all want is Allah. There's no one else who can do that. And at the same time, you will find a tranquility that comes into your heart with that remembrance that will never come with anything else. The more dua you make, the more tranquility will descend upon your heart, the easier you will find the journey, and the more blessed you will find the journey, and the more reward you will take from the journey. As Allah said, "Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub." Every time you remember Allah, tranquility descends upon the heart, and the hearts find tranquility and peace. So right now, when the anxieties kick in because you're about to leave everything, the final preparations, the final bits and pieces that you need to set in motion for the family that you're leaving behind, all of that needs to be taken care of. So make sure you make istighfar, say astaghfirullah as much as you can. And then go and make amends with anyone that you have harmed. And even if you haven't harmed, you might have irritated someone and they took it to heart. Go and reconcile. Go and fix that problem. No matter what it takes, fix those problems. If there are loved ones that you haven't seen for a while, then go and visit them, give them your salam, ask for their forgiveness as is normal. Make amends with anyone that you may have neglected even. When you go on the journey, you embark on the journey, make sure it is with the cleanest and purest heart and the cleanest of transactions and interactions possible with mankind. Because Allah will overlook all of your sins that are between Him and that are personal and private. But when it comes to the people, those things, Allah doesn't dismiss them like this. You need to make amends. You need to sort those things out. You need to reconcile. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ emphasized reconciliation between Muslims. In one hadith, the Prophet ﷺ in the Mustadrak of Al-Hakim, he mentions, fear Allah because Allah takes it upon Himself يُصْلِحَ بَيْنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. He will make islah, he will reconcile between the believers. Allah does it on Judgment Day because it's that important. So make sure you do this now. Then the final thing, as Allah said in the verse of Surah Al-Baqarah that we began with, فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. Implement the consciousness, the fear of Allah, the submission to Allah in everything that is obligatory upon you right now, and get into that practice. Increase on the good deeds. We are in a blessed time right now. We are about to enter into the greatest days of the whole year, the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. You are about to embark on the greatest deed that you could possibly do in these greatest of 10 days. Yani, how much of a blessing is this opportunity? You will be in the best place in the whole world, the best masajid of the whole world. You'll be doing the best action that you could possibly do in the blessed and best days of the whole year. And the ni'mah upon us doesn't only cease there, but you will be with the chosen few of Allah, the guests of Allah during that whole time. You are not going to be alone. You are going to be with brothers and sisters who are looking after you, taking care of you, want the best for you. And Allah gives you that opportunity. As the Prophet ﷺ told us, Allah forgives for the one making Hajj and Umrah, and He forgives the one making Hajj and Umrah asked for His forgiveness. Allah places you in an opportunity and a blessed time, in a best place, in a blessed environment with blessed people. What more could you want in the whole world? And Allah gives it to you on a plate. So then finally, remember the statement of Allah in Surah Ibrahim. And the Hajj is the legacy of our father Ibrahim alayhi salam. لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you give thanks and you are grateful, then Allah will only increase you. But if you turn away and you are neglectful and you show ingratitude for this huge, tremendous favor of Allah by choosing you this year to be amongst His chosen slaves and guests, then Allah's punishment is severe. May Allah protect us from all punishments. May Allah facilitate for us the greatest and maximum when it comes to rewards and good deeds during this time. And may Allah give us the tawfiq to ask for His forgiveness in preparation of our hearts and our minds and our souls, so that we embark on this journey as clean as we can possibly be. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam to Allah. Jazakallah khair, Shaykh Shaqur. Thank you. May Allah bless you and reward you. Jazakumullah khair. And we look forward to hearing from Shaykh Shaqur further on Thursday, inshallah. On Thursday, our session will be a little bit longer, and Shaykh Shaqur will be there to deliver another one of his reminders, inshallah, during that session. Let me now welcome Rihaan back to our call today. Assalamu alaikum, Rihaan. How are we doing?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah, very well. Jazakallah khair. Happy
Great.
to be here.
Yeah, it's not long to go, really, not long to go, which is very exciting. Some people are leaving in the next 48 hours, some
Yeah,
people possibly even leaving tomorrow. So and a majority next week, inshallah. So it's a very exciting time for everybody. We hope that you're excited. It's okay to be a little nervous as well. But we're going to try and assist you today by going through a few things. The first thing that I wanted to point everybody to is previous sessions. And we've managed to put all of the previous sessions that we've done up on our Journey of a Lifetime series. So you can find that on the link tree Raouf section, as well as on YouTube, inshallah, Hajj UK. And that just gives you all of the previous sessions. So there may be people that are joining us for the first time today. You're very welcome. Do have a look at going over our previous sessions. They're very valuable, both practical, and the scholarly reminders are impeccable, really. So as a preparation. And for those of you who want to go over something and just recap, maybe on your way to the airport or traveling, and you want to just refresh your memory, then you can go back to the series there. Anything you want to add about what we've put up there, Rehan?
Well, the good news is, as now it's available here, you can download the videos using a YouTube downloader and
Hmm.
store them on your device so that during Hajj, if you want a quick refresher or reminder, you can just skip through the bits that you want to look through. The even better news is, Alhamdulillah, Shaykh Shaqur has got his ticket confirmed, Alhamdulillah, so he will be flying out in the coming days as well, inshallah. So we'll announce the exact dates and the flights once we have that. But yeah, he's confirmed to come. So actually, you'll have the in-person live version of everything you've seen below as well, inshallah, during Hajj.
That's right, live and in real color, inshallah. We look forward to that. Jazakallah khair. Let's have a look at what we want to cover for today. And what we wanted to do, brothers and sisters, is really do a practical session for you, some real crucial sort of tricks and tips that can help you prepare, make that little bit of a difference, inshallah, on your journey from all of the experiences that we've been gaining over the last few years. That we can try and bring to your journey, inshallah. So we've got a number of checklists. And the first checklist is to do with packing and labeling and making sure that the essentials are there. And let's talk you through a few of the ideas that we had. So really like a practical thing to do, and the rest of this list will be very practical stuff. Do have a marker, a little marker that can you can have that's going to be useful for you just to write on labels, etc. and so on. When you've got your Zamzam box and you're bringing it back to the UK, you might want to write and label that. But a marker is very practical things to happen and to have available here on.
Ustadh Akhter,
Yeah,
I
please.
think along with me, there's a number of people that are just focusing on checklists and then T underneath it. So I just on the top left of the screen.
That's right. That's
I'm finding it difficult to focus on what you're saying. I'm just looking at that, just hoping that the T somehow magically goes above onto the right place. Oh, there we
okay.
are.
And there it is. And now I'm going to have to do it for all of the slides because you've got a little bit of an OCD issue there. I'm going to stop sharing whilst I edit this, and
Yeah.
you can talk about how
Yes, so
important a biro is to have
I
on.
can tell you that the marker is going to be your key to friendship during Hajj. There's a number of times when people will simply be saying, "Has anyone got a pen or a marker?" A permanent marker comes in really handy. More specifically when you're leaving actually and you're getting your Zamzam and there's 1 million Hujjaj with the same box of Zamzam going onto the same planes and then getting off in the same airports. Having a nice snazzy design on your Zamzam box helps. A marker helps with that. It also helps with marking things that belong to you during the days of Hajj because what we'll see in the coming slides is that a lot of the things are generic during Hajj. So everything that I have, Ustadh Akhtar will have, and all the Hujjaj will have, and most likely in the same bag, same type of bag, etc., etc. So having some facility to be able to mark it with my name or some kind of symbol that I recognize as mine is very handy. So that's one of the things that we promised you the other day. Actually, there'll be some things that you wouldn't have thought of. So on the coming lists, and I'm sure. These will be screenshotted, as many of our previous webinars have been, and shared, alhamdulillah, not just amongst people that we know, but actually in amongst other groups as well. So hopefully this is of benefit to everyone that's hopefully making Hajj, inshallah.
Yep. Very good. Clear tape, sellotape, always useful to have. Just you don't need to have a bulky one, but just some tape is always useful just to secure things that you need, and maybe just to wrap up something there that keep it secure. I'm interested in this one, Rehan. Tell us about strong portable hooks. What are we thinking there?
Right, so mainly when you get to Mina, what you'll find is above the bedding area or the sofa bed area, you'll have metal shelving. On those metal shelving, you're going to have enough space to have bags on top. With these hooks, which we've tried to illustrate there, what you'll have is a facility to hang your bag underneath that shelf, just
Hmm.
above your area of your sofa bed, so that actually you've doubled the space of Mina storage. That does not mean everyone starts taking big suitcases and trolley cases. It just means that it gives you a little bit of extra space. What Ustad Akhtar likes to do is have a freshly pressed thobe hanging in Mina, mashallah. I remember that. and it'll be a nice crisp white thobe. And if you haven't got a place to hang it, then you know you're gonna have to iron it again and again. So yeah, these hooks are very, very handy, not just for Mina, but within Mina and Arafah and Muzdalifah. And when you go to the bathrooms, you can use those as well to hang your ihram if you're a man and you want to just remove the top half of your ihram. You can attach that to the door and then just hang your ihram. They usually do have hooks in the doors now, to be honest, but
Mm.
just in case, there's no harm. You can get the suction hooks as well. Anything that allows you to just temporarily hang something somewhere is very, very handy during the Hajj days, especially. Maybe not so much in the hotels, but definitely during the days of Hajj, very, very handy.
Yeah, and remember, brothers, that some of you may be like traveling in the next day or two and think, oh, well, you don't have this, and these are not deal breakers. These are just good sort of tips and guides, and I'm sure between us we'll have enough to share around in case you are traveling tomorrow for some of you, and you think you haven't got enough time to get these. But for majority of you, you've got enough time to try and get these and have them available. Luggage scale is always useful to have, especially like to avoid excess baggage charges and be over the limit. So having a portable luggage scale is really quite useful. Sometimes we try to get it from the hotel, but because everybody's asking for the same thing at the same time, just your own weight, and then that allows you to measure how much dates you've got, etc., and so on, and make sure you stay within your luggage allowance. Bag tags, we've spoken about this quite a lot, and I think we're going to speak about it later on in detail. So we'll just point you in the right direction with regards to bag tags, and
Can I
then
just say, Ustad Akhtar, on
yeah,
that one?
yeah,
The bag tags that everyone in Raouf is used to hearing about are the ones for your suitcases that we attach to our main checked-in luggage before we leave our country or city of departure.
mm,
That's what we're going to speak about a little bit later. This specific one is to do with while you're in the days of Hajj and even in your hotels. What you'll see is, inshallah, that Rawaf will be providing us with a small rucksack, and perhaps Nusuk will also be providing us with a small rucksack. All are exactly the same. There's no
mm,
unique identifier on each rucksack, as you can imagine. They're produced for all Hujjaj. So what we see is like a sea of black rucksacks, all the same, with the same thing written on the front. So what we did last year for our group, we had small tags that we just attached to the strap, the top strap of the bag, and that would identify our group's bags. And for a lot of people, we actually had name tags on there as well, or just a ribbon, a kind of specific ribbon that you know is your color. Um, and that would help you during the days of Hajj to just quickly grab your bag and not
mm.
mistakenly take someone else's bag. So just have that in mind. It doesn't need to be a luggage tag as such. It can be anything that you can strap to your bag or attach to your bag that helps you identify it being yours.
Yeah, very good. Okay, this one, Rehan, you're going to have to speak about because I've never seen this on a checklist, a measuring tape to
Yes.
adjust your ihram.
It's not so much about adjusting the ihram. It's more about when for the brothers and for the sisters who go shopping,
Mm,
brothers like to get thobes made,
yeah.
and they often like to have it a certain length, and they sometimes don't want to remove their thobe or get measured, etc., etc. So having a small tape measure, it doesn't have to be that. That one's more like a building site tape measure, but you know the small cloth ones or the small
Mm,
tape ones. I've seen a number of examples actually when we've been in Hajj and people are showing us, anyone got a tape measure? Has anyone got a tape measure? So this is one of those quirky things that if you bring one, maybe you won't use it, but certainly someone else will. And when your
mm.
spouse or your loved one sends you a shopping list and they say, "Oh, can you buy this thobe for Ahmed?" and then you go to the shop and the sizing is totally different. Your spouse can just tell you, "Oh, I need something this long," and then you can just take your tape measure out, measure it, and buy the right size, rather than going home and then having a frustrated person in front of you.
All right, cool. Very good. So there you go. A tip to save marriages there, mashallah. All right, very good. Let's move on to electronics and comfort. So, yeah, very good idea here with some of the lists here. First one, a power bank for your phone. You will find that there are chargers and power points available, but we are sharing between different people. So having a power bank available, especially in the days of Mina, but also just around you is really useful to have, and then that can make sure that you've got your phone charged, especially at crucial times. Mini
Can I just say
portable.
on that, Ustad
Yeah,
Akhtar?
yeah, sure.
With the power banks, obviously, people have been asking where do we keep them when we're traveling. You must keep your power bank in your hand luggage. You
Mm.
cannot put it into your suitcase. So it cannot be in checked in luggage. That's for health and safety concerns. And the airline will be asking and checking. And if they scan your suitcase and find a power bank, you'll have to remove it. So please, while you're traveling, keep that in your hand luggage.
Yeah, very good. A portable fan is always useful, especially at times of heat, whether you think you suffer from heat or not, but maybe having something there is really a good sort of option just to relieve yourself. Headphones is an interesting one, and I think I would encourage everybody to buy a pair of headphones, right? For a couple of reasons. One is that you're gonna want to maybe listen to something, Quran or the likes, etc., and so on, and that will, allow you to listen to things without disturbing other people who are sitting next to you, etc., and so on. And there may be occasions where we may, broadcast a message on the WhatsApp group or Telegram or whatever we're going to be using, and so you'll be able to listen to it. And listen to the audio recording of whatever our messages may be, if that's what we choose. So do get headphones. I think you'll find it very useful. Obviously, if you've got a Bluetooth, then that just takes battery life. Maybe a wired version might be a better way to go. Water spray bottles very useful, especially when walking, for example, to the Jamarat and to different places within the days of Hajj, or when you're doing your Umrah, you might find that being a useful thing to just keep you cool and keep you fresh, inshallah. So a small water bottle, if you can, a water spray. Let's talk about mobile phones and networks and eSIMs, Rehan. This is
Sure.
anything you want to speak towards that? And people have been asking whether they will be given a SIM and when will they be given a SIM if they are, etc.
Great. Okay, so just going to give salam to some of the people that are messaging me that are on the Raouf group. So, assalamu alaikum, everyone. I can't respond to your messages right now because we're live. So, please excuse me from that. With the Sims, so if you require internet as soon as you land, literally, then you need to get an eSIM because the
Hmm.
physical SIM that you're going to be provided with has to be activated. Rawaf will be providing every Haji with a physical SIM. When you get to your hotel at some stage in the first day, hopefully, you'll have staff from the network provider coming to the hotel with a snazzy little fingerprint reader, and they'll require a copy of your passport and your visa. And that's when you activate your physical SIM. This physical SIM comes with 5 gigs of data on it and 100 minutes of international minutes and local minutes included. But like I said, if you are someone like myself or someone like South Africa who might actually need data as soon as you land, then an eSIM is the right way to do it. You don't have to get an eSIM which covers you for the whole trip, just enough until your physical SIM is activated. We do actually have a company that's offering all of Rawaf a discount. And if you just contact myself or Ustad Akhtar, we'll send you the discount code in the company. They're based in the UK. It's a Muslim-owned company, alhamdulillah, and they're giving us a discount for everyone going on Hajj. So we'll let you know the discount code for that if you want to get an eSIM.
Yeah, very good. And yeah, and I had somebody call me today actually who said that, they're traveling with family members, so they're quite nervous about not having data straight away when they land. And so the eSIM is a really good option, brothers and sisters, to take if you've got that sort of necessity. And then yeah, we'll get you connected. And of course, you'll have your own UK network, which you just want to just check if you want to use that, then obviously international charges will apply. Okay, so let's move on to our next checklist, which is to do with documentation. And very important that you will need various types of documentation available. So the obvious ones is your passport, your Hajj visa, your flight, your itinerary, and your vaccination. And those five are very important. Our suggestion to you is to have two types. One is something saved on your phone, so it's easily available. Maybe it's something that you've saved on your WhatsApp or something like that, but you have a document place where you have a copy of your passport, of your visa, your flights, your itinerary, and your vaccination, and then a printed out version. And a printed out version, maybe a couple of copies, maybe even placed if you're traveling with different family members, just split it between yourselves so you have that ready and available. Rehan?
Ustadh Akhter, I've got, as you enjoy doing quizzes, I've got a little question for you. Out
Uh-huh.
of those documents, which one is an absolute must? Mandatory, obligatory?
The vaccination.
Absolutely right. 10 points
Oh,
for you. 10 points
okay.
straight in.
I just want to add that you owe me currently two boxes of dates, and now you're giving me points which don't really turn into anything. So, but anyway, we'll get to that another day. Okay, I was expecting like a thobe or something like that. I was going to get my measuring tape out.
Get your measuring tape ready.
Tell you my sizes. Okay, yeah. So vaccination, brothers and sisters, is the crucial one, right? That they will have on the system your passport, your Hajj visa, your flights, etc., and we can recover that. But your vaccination certificate is crucial. Now, your vaccination certificate is a very small piece of paper, maybe less than an A5, half folded, etc. You'll put it in your passport, it may slip out. You may, you pass your passport to one of the staff members in the passport control and whatever, it could slip out. So you need to make sure that you've got a photocopy of your vaccination kept in a separate place to your passport, and you've also got a photograph of your vaccination saved in case you need to be able to demonstrate that very quickly. Very, very important.
There is a reminder of this slide a little bit further as well because it goes into a bit more detail. So,
Okay. Shall we continue with this list or go into the more detailed version?
no, we can. The dua list is something that a lot of people are asking about. So maybe you can speak to that,
Yeah.
inshallah.
Yeah, so you've got your Hajj guides, your booklets and stuff like that you've got. Some people have got, flashcards around their neck, which are quite useful because it gives you hands free. Whatever you have, perfectly fine to remind you of sort of like the stages whilst you're doing things. Your dua and your supplication list for whatever you have and whatever people have asked you to make du'as, etc., and so on. And this is very important to have, and you'll do it how you want to do it. My only encouragement, brothers and sisters, is do not get fixated on a particular book or a particular dua that you have to say, at all of the time, and you're so enveloped in that you lose the opportunity to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a time, as we heard, the journey of the hearts, where the hearts have to come closer to Allah, and that's where true dua happens. And don't think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't know your list. So if you've forgotten somebody on your list, just ask Allah for those that I remember and those that I've forgotten, those who asked me and those who didn't, those who I remembered to ask on their behalf or I haven't. Oh Allah, accept it from all of them, and He will do. He's Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, and He knows. But it's really about you having a presence of mind. I've seen people doing tawaf, and they've got, they're trying to read a certain book or even maybe even read the Quran or their dua books. And before you know it, the tawaf time is gone, but their hearts didn't shake and their eyes didn't fill up with tears. So priorities, everybody, to really make sure that our hearts go on this journey. We submit to Allah. We remind ourselves of that importance of bringing our hearts and our minds towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and being ever present whilst we're asking for Him, inshallah. And then the one to make sure that you all get allowed back into the UK. There are visas, etc., and so on, and there's a shopping list that you have to do, or you won't be allowed at home. So make sure that you've got your list clear. And I try to encourage people that when you have shopping to do, just set a day and a time, 2 hours dedicated, go through your list, go grab it, finish it. Try not to be a person who goes and shopping every day and etc. and so on and just spends hours, walking through shops and there's trips for that too that can be done. This is not one of them. This is the one where every moment that you get to be in the best of places and the best of times doing the greatest acts of worship should be grabbed with both hands, inshallah. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the clothing and carry items that we recommend for you, and some of these tips are quite very useful to have, inshallah. So a spare ihram. So Rehan, for Rawaf, will they be providing us with ihrams?
Yes, yes. So those of you that are going to Medina first, you'll receive your ihram in Medina. Those of you that are going to Mecca first, of course, you need to have your ihram on before you arrive in Jeddah. But after that, Rawaf will be providing you with an ihram that you can use for your Hajj. So whichever city you're starting in, we can confirm that Rawaf will be providing an ihram, and you can. The spare ihram is what sometimes people like to do, because if it gets dirty, you can have it. It's optional. All of these are optional.
Mm,
And there's a lot more that you can bring than all of this as well. Just to make it clear, this isn't an extensive list or an exhaustive list. It's just a few things that sometimes people don't think about. Things like the one at the bottom, the thin plastic carrier bag. If your clothes get wet during
mm.
Hajj or your ihram gets wet, you don't want to put it into your bag with all your other clothing and all your other bits and pieces. You want to keep it away from it. So it's just a few things that we've kind of learned over the years, like item number two.
Yeah, comfortable trainers, brothers and sisters. So like you're going to be doing a lot of walking. Some of that you can't use trainers for, like when you're in ihram. But when you come out of ihram on the days of the 11th, 12th, and 13th, you'll be going to the Jamarat. Having a comfortable pair of trainers to be able to walk that distance really does make a big difference. So do pack something that you're quite used to and familiar with. And whatever shoes you wear, always break them in. If you're wearing shoes and even your ihram slippers and whatever they are, make sure there's something that you're used to wearing and you've broken them in. But the trainers are really good. Even sometimes going to the masjid, for some of your hotels maybe a little bit further out than others. So having a pair of trainers, and then you'll see down there you've got a drawstring, which is really useful because when you don't do go into the masjid, then you can just put your trainers or your sandals into that drawstring bag, and then you can keep that bag with you. Where you pray, you keep that bag because what you'll see there's shoe racks and they've got numbers on them, and then when it comes time to pray, the rows move forward, and you might lose your space. You might lose an idea of where you kept your shoes. But having a drawer bag there for your shoes and sandals at any time, you can keep it in there is very good. And then a couple of more things that we mentioned there, a hands-free sort of carry document bag that's maybe for your money and small items. If that's something that you enjoy, might keep all of your things in one safe place, then that might be a good thing to have. And then,
So, Akhter,
mm,
a while ago, maybe pre-COVID times, when
mhm.
you went for Hajj, and when anyone would go for Hajj, the office in Saudi would take your passports. Um, that doesn't happen anymore. So,
No.
what that means is, brothers and sisters, you'll be responsible for taking care of your own passport throughout Hajj. Previously, you'd hand it over and you'd receive it the day before you're leaving or on the day that you're leaving to come back to your country. And a few people have asked me that question. It's no longer like that. You will hold your passport just like you were going on any other journey, any other trip to any place in the world. You'll be taking care of your passport, your money, your cards, etc., etc. So just bear that in mind. You'll need somewhere, and you can keep it in the safe in the hotel, but a lot of people prefer, especially with passports, to keep it on their person throughout. So that's up to you, but that's why one of these bags or something like that might be useful for you.
Yeah, very good. And then the middle point there about head coverings, lightweight, and scarf for women, etc., and so on to ensure, and we do encourage you like to dress what's pleasing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for brothers, like if you've shaven your hair or cut your hair and etc. and so on, then you're, wearing a hat you might find it comfortable, especially like to just protect you from the sun, and etc. and so on. So some really good practical things here. Like we said, these are additional things to what you're already probably catering for but nothing really too bulky there that's going to take a lot of space, but a lot of practical, useful stuff on this list, inshallah. Let's have a look at how we keep you hydrated and useful items for your trip. And obviously, like we're going to mention about electrolytes, you brothers and sisters know your own sort of medical condition and what you're allergic to and etc. and so on. We're not medical experts, but we found some of these things to be very, very useful. Let's start with the top, an insulated water bottle, something that really does keep something quite cool. You could pour Zamzam or water in there and, it keeps it very cool for the next hour or two. So you see a lot of them around. Those are very, very useful to have outside and available. Waterproof labels and stickers. What are we thinking here, Rehan?
So that's mainly for the Zamzam when you're leaving.
Ah,
So actually, when you leave, it's handy to have a little sticker that you recognize. And I've often used, that you get those little sticker packs for children that have little stars and alphabet letters on there, and you just put a few of those on your Zamzam. And it's something that when you get back to your country, you'll be able to see that that's your Zamzam very clearly, as opposed to trying to traipse through hundreds of boxes that look exactly the same. So it's like the marker, just some stickers, and you might actually find them useful for gifts and dates, so you can mark which dates are in which box or which bag, so you don't have to open everything up when you get back home to see what's what. So if you're buying five different types of dates, just get a label, mark what's in each box, and then when you get back, you're able to easily sort through it.
very good. Very cool. I haven't heard that one before. Very good. Jazakallah khair. Electrolyte sachet is really quite very useful, brothers and sisters. You'll be surprised the amount that you will release and naturally sweat through the heat and we take it for granted. But it does catch up with you. So having electrolytes throughout the journey is a useful resource to have. See which one suits you medically, etc., and so on. And do try and come with something there. Fragrant-free wipes, especially like for those in ihram, those are very useful to have just before you're maybe eating a meal or you're out and about or whatever you may be doing. So they're very practical, very useful to have, as well as the fragrant-free sort of toiletries and no-scented body wash, etc., and so on. So,
On that, Ustad,
mm,
last year, mashallah, Raouf did provide, and so did Nusuk, a set of toiletries.
ah,
But some people have specific skin types and
yes.
specific preferences in terms of the type of shampoo or the type of body wash they use. That's why we put that there, because you don't want to be there in Mina and then realize, oh, this one doesn't suit me. If you're someone
Mhm.
that requires a specific type of toiletry, then you have time to kind of find the unscented version and bring it with you, inshallah. You just need small bottles because remember, ihram is a matter of a couple of days, 2, 3 days at the most. So you don't need to bring huge 100 ml, 200 ml bottles. Just a small amount to see you through a couple of days, inshallah.
Yeah. Very good. And then Vaseline petroleum jelly, always useful for anything preventative, blisters and dry skin and chafing and etc. and so on. And if you wished, if you wanted to bring a little blister pack, that would be a good thing just in case you develop anything there, then that would ease
So
your
this is especially important for the brothers in ihram.
yeah.
Okay, so when you're wearing ihram on the inner parts of your thighs, you can develop chafing, and that can be very, very painful. So
Mm.
you just apply some Vaseline there or some alternative cream, and that will help you hopefully prevent that happening.
Excellent, very good. Let's have a look at the next checklist, which is just on health and medical sort of areas. And brothers and sisters, you are responsible for your own medical well-being. We are basic first aiders, but we're not professional doctors, although there may be doctors around on the to support you, and there is resources to hospitals and the likes if the situation gets worse. But a lot of things are things that you can make sure that you take care of. So the first thing is to make sure that you've got your personal medication and a full supply plus a little bit extra, right? So have an extra 3 to 5 days for whatever reason you may need it or etc. and so on. Then you've got that. available. And if you're traveling with, other family members, then splitting that between each other just to make sure that, if la qadar Allah, somebody's bag gets, misplaced for a day or two, then you're not stuck without any medication at all. So that might be a good thing to do. And then make sure that you've got copies of your doctor's prescriptions. So in case for whatever reason the medicine, I don't know, gets damaged or is not correct or you forgot it, whatever, then you've got something that we can take to a local pharmacy and see if we can get that similar medicine, inshallah. So do take a photocopy or a picture of your prescriptions, have that clearly written down, spelled correctly, etc., and so on, so that we have resource to it should you need it. A very basic sort of first aid, and hotels and everywhere they have first aid pretty readily available. But just in case, the sort of, pain relief tablets that you'll have and blister pack is very useful to have available. And then for those who have knee, ankle sort of historic stuff, you'll be doing a lot of walking. So it might be worth you just packing an extra knee strap or an ankle support or something like that, just to be able to utilize should you need it. So it's a more of a protection and a resource if and when you need that, inshallah. So those are our tips for health and medical. So those are some practical tips, inshallah. I can see there's a lot of questions. We will get to your questions, inshallah, on all of the things that you've asked. Just to let's just recap. What did we do? We went through sort of like your packing, a labeling, and some of the tips around luggage scales, strong hooks, and some bag tags. Then we went onto your electronics and what you need to do in terms of a power bank, headphones, and then your mobile network connections. We talked about documentation, most important one being your vaccination, making sure that you've got copies, both a printed copy as well as a digital format that you have, and then you've got your own sort of du'as and supplications, and just making a list of all of those things. And then we spoke about, spare ihram that you'll have through Raouf, but also some practical stuff around side bags, trainers, drawstring bags, and a carry.
Do they have to have New Balance trainers?
Ah, New Balance trainers. I've never heard of that brand before, but that's okay. And I wouldn't recommend those colors, that's for sure. But that's a totally different thing. And then you've got your water bottle, really very useful to have, like one of those insulated one, keeping water cool. Things like your electrolytes, and then fragrant-free wipes, toiletries, and Vaseline for yourselves. And then the final point we just spoke about is your personal medication, making sure you've got copies of your prescriptions, a small little basic first aid kit, and some ankle knee support. So that kind of like gives you a good idea, we hope, and we can see a few hands up. We will take questions in a short while, inshallah. Do hang in there. We do want to just speak towards bag tags, and this becoming just clarifying exactly how we want them. So there's two types of bag tags that it looks like to me, Rehan. One is a rather big A4, and another one is a smaller version. Do you want to just remind us all on what we need to be aware of in terms of these tags?
Sure. So the tag to the left of your screen, which is an A4 printable tag, you'll find on your Raouf dashboard. There's two tags you'll see, tag V1 and V2. This one is generic. It doesn't have any specific details for your rooming or your hotels. But what it does do, it's a huge, alarm signal to whoever sees that bag that this is a part of the Raouf group.
Hmm.
That's really, really important. In fact, more important than the other tags, because it will get to Raouf staff and they will find you and it won't be a problem. So that's something everyone can print off now. You don't have to wait for any kind of details, just normal A4 print. And there's various very inventive ways that mashallah Hujjaj are sharing of how they're sticking these to their cases. There is this wrapping option which you can do in the airport. That can be quite pricey from the UK. sometimes around £25. So you might not want to do that.
Mm.
You can just put it into a plastic sleeve and then get some sellotape, which we had in our tips and tricks checklist. Some
As well as the
sellotape.
measuring tape, you've got measuring tape so you can make sure it fits in the pocket as well.
Make sure it fits in the pocket with the
And you've got
measuring
some
tape.
star stickers as well on there as well.
Yes, you can decorate it with your stickers. But do have that on your case, please, on your check-in luggage. Please make sure you have this A4 thing printed and stuck to your case. Some people are saying, should I stick it on the back and front? If you want. We just need to make sure it's there on one of the sides. If you want to bring a couple of extra copies to the airport, it may help another Haji who didn't do it or their one comes off. So have that mentality that I might take an extra one to the airport. If someone's bag is missing it, then I can just give it to them. And obviously, we can reprint them in Saudi as well if we need to, which I doubt. The tag on the right, or the smaller tags, those are going to be populated with your room details and your hotel details. Now, obviously, for the majority of people from the UK, those details are not currently populated on the tag. So when you click print tag V1, it will just come up with a blank screen. So we've got the file which is similar to that, which we can send out as a PDF. What you can do is print that out on a normal printer and then just write in your name, your hotel. So you'd put the first hotel you're going to and the name, your name and your passport number if you like, or your name and your WhatsApp number. And then you just purchase, I think on the next screen, Ustad, there's an example of a baggage tag that you can purchase and that's um, there on the right hand side. So we've given you the dimensions of the small bag tag. It's 8.5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Obviously, if you change the settings in your printer, it's going to change the size of that. So this
Mm.
is just an example of what we did. We just clicked print, and that's the size it came out to. You can find holders for that all over the show. There's some on eBay and various other outlets where you can order them for next day delivery, and they'll be with you, and you can just slip those tags into that holder and put that onto the handle of your case. So the homework is print the A4, stick it to your case, find a way to do it, share it on your groups. Maybe other people haven't thought of that because it's quite tricky on certain fabrics of suitcases to stick something on there. So perhaps if you find a way, just share that with your groups and might help someone else kind of figure that out as well, inshallah.
Yeah, excellent, very good. Jazakallah khair. And like we said, brothers and sisters, if you select the setting on the Raouf dashboard and it doesn't come up with a printed version, then you can just print off a version which is blank and handwrite it. It's no problem at all. It's probably easier to do, to be honest, and it will save you time and you'll have that ready, inshallah. Cool, very good. Jazakallah khair. So
This is
some
just a reminder.
some things that we've just said, and just to recap, uh, obviously bring your passport. Very important. You can't travel without a passport, brothers and sisters. Make sure you've got your passport. Make sure you have your flight ticket, whether it be on your phone or as a printout, and you're aware of your itinerary. You know, for example, when you're arriving, which city you're going to, where you're landing, and then you're going on to Makkah or Medina, where your hotel is. Do have a look on Google Maps, etc. Do a little bit of planning just to get yourself familiar with where you are, have an idea of how far your hotel is from the Haram and from the masjid, and what might be the best route to go there, etc. So you can have a clear idea of your itinerary and know what days you'll be going to different stages of the journey. You need to know, for example, when you booked your rota, and make sure you have that clearly in your calendar, so you don't miss that appointment, for example. Medical prescriptions, like we said, make sure you've got enough medicine for a few more days above the travel journey. Make sure you've got a copy of your prescription, maybe as a photocopy, as well as something you've got saved on your phone in case you need to get it. Your vaccination certificate is so important, brothers and sisters. Please don't lose it. Make sure you've got a photocopy of it, at least one or two. And if you're traveling with each other, then make sure each other shares their copies with you. So in case they can't find theirs, then they have it with you. And make sure you've got a copy that you have with your passport. Luggage tags, we've spoken about that. Both luggage tag for your hand luggage, just something that you can keep an eye on it and you can distinguish it from other bags in a hotel or in Mina. as well as the luggage tags that we just showed you that you need to print out for your main luggage. And then your visa, have a printout of that, have a copy saved on your phone, inshallah. And then just make sure that all of those are digitally secure and ready. Rehan, we haven't mentioned much about, people have asked about sort of like how much money should they bring? What is
Hmm.
our advice in terms of money and cash? And do they accept things like, card payments in most of the outlets? What's that like?
Yep. So great question. Now, in terms of food and drink, that's probably the thing that people spend the most on when they travel. In all of the Raouf packages, your breakfast and your dinner is covered in your hotels. And during the days of Hajj, you'll have breakfast, lunch, and dinner provided, along with a whole host of snacks and drinks and tea and coffee available throughout the days of Hajj. So really, the only time you're going to be eating and spending money on eating is if you want to take a break from the hotel catering and you
Mm,
want to go out for a meal. And I would say that a way to gauge it is the prices are similar to prices you'd pay in the UK.
mm.
So for example, if you're going to go for what's popular nowadays,
Apparently a smash burger and chips, apparently.
yeah, okay, apparently, I mean, what's that? A smash burger and chips.
I mean,
Uh,
somebody told me it'd be about £12 or something like that.
Yeah, so you're
I would.
looking at around 10 to 12 pounds in Saudi for a smash burger and chips meal from a place that isn't on the boycott list.
Mm,
So that's the rough price you're looking at. There are cheaper meals available, obviously.
mm,
And for those of you that need to have your desi salan roti, then Ustadh Akhter is the expert to tell you where to go for that in Medina, inshallah. And we
yeah.
have some places in Makkah as well. So if you need some tips about that, we didn't put it on the presentation because it wasn't deemed professional enough. But we know that you need to know where these places are, so we'll be helpful there. Aside from that, it's the transportation. Okay, in terms of money and funds, obviously transport throughout the Masha'ir of Hajj, the days of Hajj is provided from city to city and from hotel to airport. But if you want to go shopping to a certain district, if you want to go from Azizia to the Haram in a taxi, this can range from anything between £5 per person to £25 per person, depending on the day of Hajj. So
Mm,
transport's another kind of area in which people do end up spending a little more than they had envisaged. So you can work that out maybe in the 3 days or that you're in Azizia. If you want to visit the Haram on one of the days, you could spend around £25 each person, um, which is around 100 Saudi riyals, approximately 125 Saudi riyals per person. If you want the whole car to yourselves, you're going to be paying around 500 riyals for the car. So if me and Akhtar wanted to go by ourselves in our own car, taxi to the Haram, we'd probably have to spend around 500 riyals, which is about £100. Okay, on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. Other days it's much cheaper and there's buses available. The third item where people spend is obviously shopping, and that's subjective. If
mm,
you've got a huge list, just be sure you've got the funds to cover it. Um, and that's up to each individual person to kind of work out how much they're going to spend on dates, how much they're going to spend on clothes, thobes, abayas, etc., perfumes. Nowadays, there's a trend of people bringing loads of perfumes back from Saudi. They're not cheap, so just bear that in mind, inshallah.
mm,
Um, so if anyone's planning to go to the reef shop and make advantage of the buy two get one free, let us know. We'll take the free one, no problem, inshallah.
mm. Very true. Very true. All right. Rehan, could you speak towards just the flight guides arrival sort of side of
Sure.
things?
Okay. So if you are traveling from the UK and from pretty much any country, for Hajj, you should aim to arrive at your airport of departure between 3 to 4 hours before the flight. That might seem a little excessive, but as you can imagine, everything about Hajj is slightly different to normal travel, and that's the recommended time. Please bear in mind that the transfer from your home to the airport in the UK or your country of departure is something you have to arrange yourself. It's not something that's a part of any kind of package. So please don't make that assumption that someone's going to pick you up. It would be lovely and we'd love to, but it's just not going to happen, I'm afraid. Those of you on custom flights and on some of the group flights won't have guides on your flight. So what does that mean? That means when you get to the airport, just like when you travel anywhere, you'll check yourself in. check your luggage in. They'll check your documentation. They'll probably check your visa as you're going through, and then you'll board the plane. When you land, regardless of which flight you're on, if you're on a custom flight, a group flight, a flight with a guide or without a guide, when you land in Saudi, you will be received by the Ministry of Hajj as well as Raouf team members. So it doesn't matter what happens prior to that, you will have Raouf receive you in the airport and they'll guide you towards your transportation to get to your hotel. And when you get to your hotel, again, you'll be received by Raouf staff at the hotel who will help you in terms of your checking into your room. Obviously, we've mentioned that in another webinar that the check-in times can vary during Hajj, and if it's a long wait, we advise to make use of your time if you're going to Makkah and you're in Ihram, rather than wait in the lobby for a few hours for your room. You may even wish to complete your Umrah, and the opposite's also true. If you're tired and you would like to rest, you can delay your Umrah for an amount of time, take some rest, and then go in the conditions of Ihram, of course, and then go and do your Umrah at a time which is more suitable for you. By now, every single Haji in Rawaf should have been contacted by their guide from Rawaf. Now, what does that mean actually? That doesn't mean if someone's traveling with, like I think in our group, we've got someone with a 15-year-old child coming with them. We wouldn't contact the 15-year-old, we'd contact the parent. So it's the lead passenger on the booking that gets contacted. So don't panic if you haven't had contact with someone, or if your elderly mother hasn't had contact directly with her. We know who the lead passengers are, and we're contacting the lead passenger on behalf, and they speak on behalf of everyone. And we've tried to add everyone to various WhatsApp groups. So if you're in touch with your guide and you're not on their group, just send them a quick message and say, "Look, I should be added to a group. Can you please add me?" Some people's settings, Ustadh Akhtar, don't allow us to add them, so we're
Yeah.
sending invites. Is that right? So
Yeah, we're sending invites, brothers and sisters, and they're asking. So do have a look out for that and do join those groups. After Hajj, there'll be a number of farewells, and one of them will be all of these WhatsApp groups you'll get to leave, and you'll have a great time. But until then, please do join them, inshallah, and because the relevant information specifically to your part of your journey.
great. So that's pretty much it. I know there's some people flying out on the 14th from the UK. I believe I think off the top of my head, it's package 403 or 404. Don't worry, someone will be in touch with you to explain what's happening. I think you guys are the first people to fly out from the UK. There may be other countries, people from other countries also watching today, and they're also on that package. So just be in touch with the guides of your country, and they'll have the most up-to-date information for you, inshallah. But as we've mentioned, if there isn't a guide on your flight, don't worry. There will definitely be someone to meet you at at Jeddah or at Medina, wherever it is that you're landing, inshallah. So just watch through the videos, absorb the guidance from there, and just follow suit. And of course, even if you don't have a guide on your flight, you all have the contact for a guide in your country. So don't be afraid and don't be shy to kind of ask them for some help and some questions that you might have. That's essentially what we're here for.
Yeah, perfect. And let's demonstrate that. Let's take some of your questions, inshallah, and see how we can answer them, inshallah. We're
I think
gonna.
Sheikh Shaqur yes, he's back with us. In case there's any questions about sandals, then the Sheikh's here, inshallah.
Thank God for that. Otherwise, what would we do? There is
As
a,
long as
there
the
is.
sandals are New Balance, as Ustadh Rihaan, he likes those ones.
Very good, very good.
Cool. Let's start off with some hands that are raised, and take them questions first. So, Sister Nazia, you should have a prompt to unmute. If you could unmute and ask your question or your comment. Uh, Go
Aslam.
ahead. Wa alaikum salam. Go ahead, sister.
My question is regarding the backpack that we're going to take to Mina.
Right.
There was a lot of conversation going on in the group today. So I was under the impression that Rawaf is going to give us a backpack. Is that right?
Okay.
Correct, yes.
Okay, and that we receive when we get to Mina or beforehand.
You receive that in Mecca, inshallah. So even if you're in Medina, first. When you get to Mecca after your Umrah, just before you go into Mina, that's when they're usually issued. This is the one from last year. I don't know
And
if
that
that's
will,
clear. So
yeah,
it's a smallish backpack. It's not something that you can put, for example, it won't take a sleeping bag and an ihram and clothing. It's more suited for, in my opinion, when you're going to Arafah and you want to take a few essential items. That's what that backpack's for.
okay. So
But
that's
of
what
course,
my question was going to be. So when we're in Mina, we can leave our big backpack there and we can take a smaller one to
yes,
Arafat. So we can
absolutely.
keep our
That's what we're
backpack
going to
now.
encourage. We're definitely going to encourage that because just moving around with a big bag is going to be very difficult anyway. So you leave the bulk of your luggage or your bags in Mina and just take a small kind of overnight backpack with you with the very essential items only.
Perfect. That's what I was worried about. I thought we had to carry our everything with us.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
very
And
good.
of
Very good.
course, when you say everything, no one should be bringing a trolley to Mina. It's still just a kind of a slightly bigger backpack, perhaps, that you can hang
With
on a hook.
extra ihram for men and with our
Yeah, yeah.
bags and stuff. Yeah. Cool. Thank you very much,
Perfect.
Jazakallah.
Thank you, Sister Nadia. Jazakallah khair. Let's hear, well, Sheikh, actually, before we hear from somebody else, we had a question here from an attendee asking, do I have to make up my fasts that I haven't done before Hajj?
Okay, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah. I assume this is making up fasts of Ramadan that have not been done. You have the whole year to make them up. So even if you haven't made them up during the Hajj period, it's not a problem because you have many, many days in front of you until the next Ramadan. And most people normally delay those until we get to the winter time when the fasts are much shorter. So not a problem.
Perfect. Great. Jazakallah khair. Let's hear from Tahmid. Tahmid, you should have a prompt to unmute.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam to that.
We were just wondering, would there be a guide on Raouf 363 on the flight?
What's the date of travel, brother?
18th of
Okay,
May.
so that's not been arranged at the moment because we're just busy dealing with the flights leaving on the 14th. So give it a couple of days, and inshallah, the guide that you have will be with you to let you know who's on the flight, inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
Jazakallah
No.
khair. Thank you. Let's go to iPhone 2. iPhone 2, you should have a prompt to unmute.
Hey, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Akhter,
salam.
Shibli here. How you doing?
Shibli, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. Good
Good.
to hear you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Akhter, you mentioned about subgroups, right? I just wanted to make sure I got that right. So are there like individual groups apart from the main WhatsApp group? I'm just checking if I've missed something.
Yeah, so the groups that we were referring to was like within Rawaf, there's a big sort of Rawaf group, WhatsApp group, which has like everybody in the world. But there's a specific one that we are, which is part of the RG3802, the confirmed WhatsApp group, and that's the one that I want to make sure everybody who's traveling with us is on. So that was the main one that I'm referring to.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay, fine.
there will be in the next day or two
Mm,
groups set up for each flight. Now those groups are going to be just as a means of you confirming I've checked in, I'm on the plane, I've
Mhm.
landed, kind of thing. It won't be a long-term group. It will just be so that we can monitor how people are getting on in the airports. So you may be added to a group which is just literally. I know that in some cases, maybe perhaps your own. You've got a custom flight and perhaps you're flying in from elsewhere. But for
mm.
those of you who are on group flights and other flights, you may be added to another group which is just for your flight, so we can actually check in with you virtually if we're not with you physically, inshallah.
Okay, fine, inshallah. And the other question was, will you be posting near the time in terms of like talks and reminders that are taking place within the hotels? Is that something you're gonna let us know near the time?
Yes, yes. So with regards to those of you that are starting in Mecca, just so that everyone's clear about it, in Mecca, actually, it's very difficult sometimes to have a gathering as such, a large gathering in the five-star hotels in Mecca, especially. So a lot of the time, we will hold a program in the Novotel Hotel, which is slightly out of the kind of the frontline hotels. And that way we have a bit more flexibility to hold lectures and reminders and Q&A sessions there. So we will tell you in advance and you'll know where the mashayikh are going to be. Obviously, Shaykh Shaqur is with us and we have other mashayikh that are going to be with Raouf as well. Those of you on our WhatsApp group, I think, Sheikh, you're on the group, and sometimes we need to prompt you to kind of answer some of the questions on there. So if you're on the 3802 group, Sheikh Shaqur is now also an active member, mashallah.
Okay, brilliant. That's it's nice news because I actually I'm on the Novotel hotel. That wasn't even my first choice, so subhanAllah, things happened.
Alhamdulillah.
But yeah, inshallah, that's great. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamualaikum.
Very good. Sheikh, as you've joined the WhatsApp group, we're going to keep an eye on who leaves the WhatsApp groups just in case there's a correlation
And
between it.
everyone knows how to use a WhatsApp group, so they can tag people when they need
That's
their
right.
attention. So
Sheikh Akhter, I just wanted to just mention something about WhatsApp and Saudi.
Mm.
Um, it's lovely, it works, and we're going to use it for most of our communications. WhatsApp calls in Saudi don't work unless you're using a VPN. I'm not going to put Shaykh Shaqur on the spotlight to explain how to get a VPN and what it is, but it's essentially just an app that you can download. We're not going to publicly put an app advertising here because obviously everyone can choose their own app. But if anyone does need help, contact myself or Ustadh Akhter and we'll send you a link to kind of a free VPN that you can use. That will allow you to make WhatsApp calls while you're in Saudi. Otherwise, it's going to be voice notes and kind of messaging, text messaging on WhatsApp.
Yeah, very good. Perfect. Jazakallah khair. Let's hear from, is it?
can we test Rihaan, yani the Zoom work from Saudi? Like
Yes.
so you,
Done.
so you could use Zoom calls instead.
Yeah, last year, Sheikh, do you remember we did how to perform Umrah on Zoom and
Yes,
live?
we
So we
did.
did it, alhamdulillah.
Yes, we did,
So,
mashallah.
yes,
There you go. Let's hear from, is it Benutsia? I'm not sure I'm
Yes,
pronouncing it.
yes, it's me. Salaam alaikum together.
Salam salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. And you?
Yeah, very good. Jazakallah khair. How can we help you today?
I am traveling tomorrow, inshallah, to Medina. And my question is, how, when I arrive in Jeddah, my luggage will come to me, or some stuff will take it directly, so
Mm.
I don't see my luggage, or first I become my luggage? How it works?
Yeah, very good question. Jazakallah khair. Ustadh Rihaan.
mashallah. Very blessed for you to be going tomorrow, mashallah.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. So yes, as you normally would, just collect your luggage and take it out with you. At that point, the Rawaf team will receive you and let you know if your luggage is going to go on the coach with you to Medina or if they're going to send it by a truck. So just take the guidance from the Rawaf guys, just to make sure it's tagged up properly with your name and everything, and they'll advise you as you come out. But you do need to collect your own luggage. If somebody is at the luggage kind of collection area from Rawaf and they say to you, "We're taking all the Rawaf luggage," that's fine. Just keep an eye on it. Don't kind of blindly walk out. It's good to kind of always know where your luggage is, inshallah.
Okay, so first option I take with, yani first step is I take with me out, and then
Yes.
then the next step is maybe I put it to the car, or somebody say to me, you can leave by me, I will make a transportation to the hotel.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So, and my next question is, I'm close to Heathrow Airport. Maybe you know this budget is very close in London. And uh, do you think I have to go there 3 to 4 hours earlier, or tomorrow is 2 hours enough?
I could just, is the line's a little bit breaking up, but I think you said, did you need to go there 3 or 4 hours earlier, or is 2 hours enough? Because you
Yeah.
live quite close by.
Yes.
I would still advise to get there at least 3 hours before to the airport. Anything can happen in Hajj, as you've seen, and as all of us have experienced through the booking process. You know, it's not a perfect science. So just you've done all of this work, mashallah. An extra hour is not going to harm you, inshallah, to get there a little earlier, and just kind of be ready rather than somebody waiting for you, inshallah.
That's right. And for now, my last question is, when I give my luggage to some people or put it with me at the bus, um, so in the second and the first option, when I give somebody the luggage, it is better to put some changing clothes in my backpack. So if I don't see my luggage when I arrive, I can change my clothes in any place in Medina. It's better, or I will take my luggage straight when I'm arrived in the hotel.
Okay, so for myself, what I would do is have something, the essentials with me in my backpack, so that if I get to Medina and my luggage is delayed, if it's going separate from me, of course, then I've got the facility to kind of have a quick change of clothes, and freshen up, and then I don't have to wait for my luggage. I can just crack on and go to the masjid, inshallah. If the luggage is with you, then there's no harm. You still have that change of clothes with you in your backpack. It's not going to make a huge difference. So just kind of cover all bases by having some essentials with you. Of course, we do advise keep your medication with you in your hand luggage, as well as kind of your valuables. Don't pack those in your checked-in luggage, inshallah.
Okay, shukran, jazakallah khair.
Allah
Thank
barak
you.
fiik.
Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Jazakallah khair. Safe journey. May Allah accept it from you. Let's hear from Adil Jalul. Go ahead, brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam to Allah.
Assalamu alaikum. Just a quick logistic question. I think this one is for Rihaan. My flight is booked in for the 20th, and until now I have not received my tickets, my flight tickets. Who do I need to contact? I've contacted Nusuk support team. I've contacted the flight at Nusuk support. I've even contacted Al Musafir, and they keep throwing me from one place to another. So how do I get my flight tickets finalized and sent to me?
Okay. I believe you're a part of that group, right? So I think we've spoken to Raouf about this already.
I did, yes.
Yes. So let's take this offline. You can give us your itinerary and we'll try and follow up with you. We
I
have
did
already
share
spoken.
with Abu Khadija.
Yes, Mustafiz, yeah?
Mustafa, yes,
Yes,
that's
yes. So
correct.
he's already sent that to Raouf because
Yes,
I think it's a custom flight, isn't it?
that's correct, yes.
Yes, so I do remember him taking that up with Raouf. With the custom flights, they've said to us you have to deal with Nusuk directly, as in you have to. We're not allowed to kind of contact Nusuk on your behalf, because it's a custom flight. You booked it directly through the Nusuk system, so you just have to. Have you tried phoning them?
I've called them twice this morning, and they keep really forwarding the calls to different departments, and everyone saying, "No, that's not us. You need to call this number." And they gave me another number, and then they said that that's not us.
All
Contact
right.
this number.
So what
So
what we'll do, we'll try and log into the airline ticket with you tomorrow morning.
yes, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll try and do that. So what we'd need is either send it to myself or Ustadh Akhter. Your ticket, you can download your ticket from the itinerary, sorry, not the ticket, the itinerary, your Hajj itinerary, and that
Yes,
details your flights. Then we'll see if there's a way we can log into the airline and find
I've
your
been
ticket for
trying
you.
to log into the Saudi Airlines, but they're not accepting either my name or there is no booking reference. I don't
Okay,
have a booking reference.
but on your itinerary, it does give you the flight details, right? On your
It
Nusuk
does,
itinerary.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So let's start with that. We'll give you some time tomorrow morning, once everything's open again, and we'll try and work through that with you, to come to a solution. But Alhamdulillah, we're not pressed for time. We've got 8 days before then, so hopefully in the next day or so we'll be able to help you with that, inshallah.
And inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Shukran.
Jazakallah
Barakallah
khair.
fiik, Afwan.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Let's hear from Tahira. Please go ahead. Assalamu alaikum tallah. Tahira, you should have a prompt to unmute. Okay. Not sure if you're still there. All right, we're going to try and run through some of the written questions. Oh, Zainab's got her hand up. Let's hear from Zainab first. Sister Zainab, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. For the brother that just said about the tickets, I advised his sister yesterday. She contacted Saudi Airlines and they sent her tickets. I'm not sure what she said to them or what she gave them, but she just said to me they've sent her tickets now.
Excellent.
Okay, that's
We'll
good.
try that with
Then
him in
maybe
the
try
winters.
the airline. I've also got a custom flight with them and they were able to help me with something as well.
Perfect.
Jazakallah khair. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. I think
Islam,
Tahira's
Islam.
back.
Yeah.
Assalam.
Assalamu alaikum. Just one question. You know that when my flight is the 19th of May, which is next Tuesday. So, is there any guide in the London airport or just only Jeddah airport? The Raouf guide.
Once we have the guide tickets issued, then we'll let you know, inshallah, if there's going to be a guide on your flight or if it's going to be someone meeting you in Jeddah, inshallah. As of yet, we don't know when the guides are actually all flying. So they're being issued in these days. So as soon as we have a full list, we'll be able to tell if there's going to be a guide on the flight or if you're going to meet the guide in Jeddah, inshallah.
My flight is 2:45 is next Tuesday, 19th of May.
Yep, no problem. We've got a record of everyone's flights. I think we've got. You're traveling with your son, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, inshallah.
And another question, I tried whole day with one of my sisters, she is trying to book my Rauda, but I can't. What shall I do, Rehan Bhai?
Okay, so when you re-register, you need to make sure you don't select that you are living in Saudi. You need to say foreign visitor. And when you select foreign visitor, it will allow you to put in a UK number to receive the verification. I think the problem was that you put it was asking you for a Saudi phone number.
Yeah.
And that's because at some point in the process, it's quite discreet and I would have missed it as well. But it does ask you, are you residing in Saudi or are you a foreign visitor? By mistake, probably, I'm assuming you selected residing in Saudi or something along those lines. And that's why it's asking you for a Saudi number. So just go back through the process and make sure you look out for where it says foreign visitor or something that you're from a different country.
I tried whole day today. I think Lila's sister Lila, she will go help again. So it's too late now. I'll go to sleep and then tomorrow maybe we'll try, inshallah.
Inshallah,
Yeah.
it'll work out. Inshallah.
If I can't book the Radha, what shall I do then? If I can't, I'll try. Yeah, keep trying every day. If I can't, then what shall I do?
Remember we said that, make an account on your son's name and add yourself to his account as a family member, and then you can hopefully get a slot like that. Even though obviously he's male or female, but because you're his mother, try making an account under his name, and then he can add you as a family member, and hopefully we'll get you a slot like that, inshallah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, sister. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair. I think our brother is back with another question. Is that brother Benutza? Are you there?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum again. After the sister asking something about Rauda, I think about the question. Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. If is Rawaf organized a group visit to Rauda? There are slot maybe for the whole group. I hear something like the organizations like Rawaf and the other ones organize that the whole group can go together with Rawaf in Rauda for a time slot. That's right?
No, unfortunately, that's not the case. It's not possible for Raouf to do that. Actually, I think Raouf has around 9,000 Hujjaj. So the road is not big enough, unfortunately. But it's just a policy of Nusuk that you'll have to book as individuals through Nusuk. There may be for some countries and some groups they have that facility, but not in this case, inshallah. So you'll have to actually download the Nusuk app and book your own slot, inshallah.
It's already done, but shukran.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. You're just testing us, huh?
Very good.
And no, I booked by myself one slot, but I think when I can go a second time, it was
Yeah.
more beautiful. But one time it's enough. Everybody want to go there, and inshallah we can see everybody.
Inshallah, inshallah. Jazakallah
Exactly.
khair.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Sister Zainab, I think, is back with another question. Let's see if we can hear from her.
Assalamu alaikum. It's just about the ticket. I would also say to Saudi Airlines that the email address on the booking is your own. So if they need to send an OTP, you can also get it. That's what I said, and she also said. And then I also say that you've spoken to Musafir, your guide, and Nusuk, and they're all directing you to the airline.
Excellent. I
Very
think Sister Zainab is going to become our flights advisor, so
good.
just be ready for that, inshallah.
Yeah, very useful. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. Okay, we're going to take some of the written questions. I'm going to try and go through these in a bit of rapid speed from you both, inshallah.
Ustadh Akhter, can we perhaps, I know Shaykh Shaqur needs to leave,
Yes.
can we see if there's any questions that are directed to him first and just
I
kind of.
can do. I'm going to allow Abdurrahman first to ask his question. Whilst you're doing that, I will go through the questions and see what is there relevant for Sheikh Shakur first. So, Abdurrahman, you should have a prompt to unmute. Please go ahead with your comment or question.
I actually, posted it on a QA thing, on written one. But I think you guys are, answering, last time. So my question is, I just want to take, a carry on luggage on the way to, on Medina. But, if I purchase something in there in Mecca or somewhere, so do you guys think, I can get, easily, the luggage is in there to buy?
Yes, if you're asking, can you buy luggage easily in Saudi? It's very easy to buy luggage there. There's plenty of shops and supermarkets that sell luggage.
Another question: can I have, my own, like, backpack to, in addition to, the Rawa, backpack?
In terms of during the days of Hajj in Mina, we ask everyone to kind of limit it. But yes, you can put one inside the other and then use one for Arafah and leave the other one in Mina if you like, and then you'll collect it when you come back after the day of Arafah. But yeah, there's no harm as long as it's not going to infringe on too much space because, as you can imagine, it's very limited space there.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Jazakallah
Thank
khair.
you.
Jazakallah khair. Sheikh Shakur, a few questions for you. Are we allowed to wash our ihram or abayas before wearing them for Umrah?
Yes, of course you can.
Yeah.
No
And
problem in doing that.
anything to do with like certain types of washing powder or fragrance that inadvertently gets onto the clothes?
No, it's not an issue. Just wash them normally. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, good. And are we allowed to use Vaseline whilst in a state of ihram?
Yep, Vaseline is perfectly fine.
Good. And a lot of questions about phones and mobile phones. We'll give those to Rihaan to answer. Um, I mean, not too much religious questions for you, Sheikh. We've bamboozled them with stickers and sellotapes and so on. So I think we've
Oh, there's been a really amazing religious program in preparation. Everyone's just totally ready for Hajj, mashallah.
very
MashaAllah,
Amazing.
mashallah. Rehan, mashallah, he's giving us a nice pat on the back, mashallah. Maybe they know it's Thursday is the day when the big QA is going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, inshallah. So this Thursday, brothers and sisters, we're going to have a dedicated session for any questions for the Sheikh that you have leading up to Hajj, and even questions that might be relevant during Hajj that you're feeling shy to ask now, because at the moment I think everyone's just worried about tickets and bag tags and stickers and New Balance trainers. So once we're over that, this Thursday, inshallah, we'll have a dedicated session for your questions, inshallah.
there is one question for you, and it's written as question for our beloved Sheikh. So,
MashaAllah, mashallah.
so we look forward to the answer. Could we have a breakdown on how we can best spend our time post Zohar and Asr on the day of Arafah?
The best breakdown is to beg Allah from your heart. Okay, so yani, the more you can get used to begging Allah for whatever you require, whatever you need. Um, and doing that in your own language when your heart is alive, there is no better thing to do than that. And then you will see people start off in the main tent area where everyone goes and finds their space first. And then towards the latter part of the day, closer to after Asr, towards Maghrib, everyone's looking for a nice shaded spot outside, a private, secluded spot where you can really focus and, make your final du'as of the day. And what I would say, please remember our brothers and sisters in that last portion of the day specifically. They deserve our brothers and sisters in Gaza, in Sudan, in Yemen, in all the places where Muslims are suffering. Give them at least half an hour of that day, specifically, and towards the end of that day, begging for them, and you will have an angel praying for you, and asking for the same for you as well. So I think with everything that's going on in the world right now and the turmoil, definitely, and I said it last year and I reiterate it again this year, dedicate at least half an hour just for the Muslimin all over the world who are suffering, when we will be in the greatest place at the greatest time. And that last half an hour, especially dedicate a good portion of it to them, inshallah.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair. We look forward to having you, Sheikh, on Thursday, inshallah, for our session, which will be, inshallah, at 7:30 p.m., inshallah. So we finished before Maghrib UK time. But we still have around 25 or so questions here for you, Rihaan. So we're going to quick fire, short answers, rapid, putting you on the spot. Are you ready?
Yep, go.
Okay. What do we do in a situation where we get lost in the crowd and we can't find our guides?
If you're referring to in the haram, just exit the haram, check your WhatsApp, and refer to the Google locations of your hotel and make your way back there, inshallah. If it's during the days of Hajj, just keep a pin drop location of your Mina tent, of your Arafah when you arrive, so that at any point you can get back to that pin drop location, or you can show it to one of the Saudi authorities out there, and they'll help you get back to them, inshallah.
Very good. Can we check in online with our group flight bookings as the airline website is not allowing us to do so?
Very unlikely. You may find the anomaly to that where some people can and some people can't, but in general, a group flight, you cannot check in online, which is one of the reasons why we say get to the airport slightly earlier.
Yeah. Will our bank cards work at cash points in Makkah and Medina?
They will check with your bank about the charges for using it abroad. Most of the time, we're using accounts like Monzo, Revolut, Starling, which don't charge you to use your card in other countries. They do have limits for withdrawal of cash on a daily basis. So again, just check with your providers, inshallah.
Are we still planning on allocating people into individual WhatsApp groups based upon their particular package so that they can keep up to date with the updates stroke developments?
Yes, inshallah. We'll do that in the next couple of days, inshallah. Except for those planning to travel tomorrow, obviously, they may not have a group until they arrive in Medina.
Can electronics go in our luggage or our carry-on?
Anything with a battery that's inside the device needs to go in your hand luggage.
Okay. I thought a portable fan or a water spray would be provided by Nusuk. Is that the case? Oh, sorry, or Raouf.
Yes, they will be provided, but a lot of people, as we mentioned, have particular types of things they like. So last year, had the Raouf fan, and they said, "Oh, I prefer my one," and or I want to get a better one, or I want to get this type of. So again, the list is just something we're saying that are useful items. If you want to just wait and see how you go with the Raouf one, this is the Raouf one from last year. It holds water at the bottom of it, and you can't see that properly. But yeah, so but some people prefer to just have something they've tried and tested. So that's optional for you, inshallah.
Yeah, good. With the physical SIM, can we get more data if we need to up our allocation?
Yes, just buy a top-up card or use your debit card, attach it to your line, and then you'll be able to do that, inshallah.
Tamim asks, can we share the details of the eSIM company? Should we post that on the WhatsApp group, Rehan?
Yeah, we'll put that on the WhatsApp group with the code, the discount code, and that way you'll get, I think it's 15 or 20% off the usual price, inshallah.
Yeah. When you use WhatsApp, you must have a VPN. Others,
We've covered that.
yeah.
We've said that you
Okay.
need a VPN. Yeah.
Okay. I have vaccination done from October 2023. Is that still valid?
3 years. It is just, sometimes the person checking it might see 2023 and say that, oh, it's now 3 years plus. So, by now you should have got it done anyway if you were going to get it done because it has to be done 10 days before your travel. So unless you're traveling after the 22nd, you really are cutting it fine. So if you want to get it done again, please do tomorrow, so that it's done 10 days before your travel. If that's October, then officially, yeah, 3 years is fine, inshallah.
Do they check for COVID vaccine or just meningitis?
Just meningitis from the UK. Other countries, please check with your health providers there.
Will Rawaf provide a drawstring bag?
Yes, we had it last year, but we always, again, people prefer to take their own ones because they prefer to be able to identify it. So we had bright yellow ones last year so that our small group in our tent were able to identify their ones. But yes, you can just use the one that Rawaf give you, inshallah.
Yeah, very good. Hassan's asking if you can clarify. You said that those landing in Makkah first won't get an ihram, but then you said that those will get an ihram if they land in Makkah. Can you clarify how that works?
Yep. So the people in going to Makkah first, obviously, you'll wear your own ihram that you purchase yourself to go to Jeddah. You'll do your Umrah, and then before you start your Hajj, Rawaf will provide you with an ihram, inshallah, for
Yeah,
your Hajj.
very good. Can you recommend any fragrance-free sort of brand and deodorant in particular? Simple brand?
Simple's on the boycott, so I'd avoid that.
Of course, I
But
knew that. Yes.
um, yeah, there's loads. There's on the WhatsApp we'll put some brands because again, I'm not sure about which one is exactly the right one for you, but there are quite a few, and again, you will get some items in your Rawaf bag that are fragrance free. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head while I speak the name of the one that people were using last year, but it evades me. So we'll put it on the group, inshallah.
Yeah. Maybe this one's just testing us. Is it necessary to put the small label tags on the luggage as well?
It's ideal. The necessary one is the big A4 one. If your small one is ready, you should do it.
Yeah.
It's for your own benefit, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Habiba's question about power bank, pack it in your hand luggage, please.
Yes.
And that's been mentioned. Is there facilities to do laundry, and will there be an iron and an ironing board in the hotel room?
Great question. It varies hotel to hotel. Most hotels there have a laundry service, whether it's run from inside the hotel or you'll have external people coming to your hotel saying, we're running a laundry service, we'll pick up your laundry, take it for you, wash it, iron it, and bring it back. And you'll deal with them directly. They're not necessarily a part of the hotel, but they do have sort of services for everyone in every hotel, inshallah.
Yeah, very good. Sister Zainab mentioned that sometimes she forgot her PIN for her phone, so she suggested make sure you take a physical copy of your tickets and etc. and so on. So very good advice there from Sister Zainab, mashallah, jazakallah khair. Um, uh, Somebody's written what places in Makkah. I think that was when we mentioned the desi food. Come and see us. We'll try and support you in that very important trial and
Just
journey.
what you need to do is just get Akhter's number and follow his live location, and that will take you to the Desi places.
That's right, and make sure I'm invited. Assalamu alaikum. I personally want to have only a carry-on bag on the way to Hajj, so I'm wondering if I want a bag
We
or
answered that live already.
okay, perfect. All right, good. Um, We've answered the question about when will we do reminders. We'll let you know closer to the time. And we've mentioned about payment cards, etc., and so on. Yeah, good point here for your information. Everyone next week traveling by tube to London airport. There is a tube strike at the moment, so do check sort of like how that might impact you if that's the way that you're traveling. Um, Somebody's saying, I'm traveling tomorrow.
We've answered that one.
Yeah, you still need to be there three hours before at least, brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter what time you're traveling, what flight, etc., and so on. It's Hajj. With regards to hotel level, can you please put in the PDF version so everyone can print? Thanks. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Do you get that, Rehan?
No, maybe the label.
Okay. Well, I think if you go to the WhatsApp group, you'll find label templates there that you can print off and then fill in, inshallah. Do we do Umrah as a group together when we arrive in Makkah? And yeah, so we don't do Umrah as a group, and there's a number of reasons. First of all, it's very dangerous to try and keep 100, 200 people always together and trying to do Umrah. You see them going around, they push each other, people end up just worrying about their group and not even thinking about their du'as and so on. That's the first challenge. The second challenge is that people are at different paces, different ages, different speeds, different things, pace or speed that they want to do their Umrah. So we want everybody to really have the most benefit for themselves. We don't want to rush somebody or force somebody to go at a pace that they're not comfortable with. So we don't do Umrah in groups. But I think we've covered Umrah in quite detail. We're very confident that you know what you're doing. And if you've got any questions, then you can inshallah ask us and we'll support you in that. Where is a good place to get sleeping bags in Makkah and Medina?
Bin Dawud is the go-to for most people. It's a supermarket available in both cities, and if not, you can go to any other kind of supermarket place and you'll find loads of variety there.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, are we traveling to Medina via train? It depends. If you mean from Makkah to Medina, then yes. If you mean from the airport to like Jeddah to Medina, etc., and then that will be default is by coach.
And also at the moment on that, people are asking, how come I can't see my train tickets? The bookings have been processed from Raouf side. We're just waiting for the train company to kind of come back and give us the tickets. Buses have been arranged, private buses have been arranged in the eventuality that the train tickets don't come through. Don't worry. You will still get there by a private coach, inshallah.
Good. I've purchased a rechargeable fan. Do I put that in the main luggage or my hand luggage?
If it's got a lithium battery, then you put it in your hand luggage.
Does video WhatsApp calls work in the hotel?
Sometimes, but usually you'd need a VPN, and we will be able to advise you on the WhatsApp group about which one is a free VPN that you can use, inshallah.
Yeah. If you book Nusuk Roda by accident and the time has passed, what is the best option to try and go for Roda? The Nusuk app says wait till 2027.
That's a roadbacks and the time has passed. Contact Nusuk support and just explain to them that there was a mistake in your booking. You're actually doing Hajj and you'd like to be able to book it, and then give them the date range you want, and hopefully they'll be able to support you, inshallah.
Good. Does FaceTime work as well on?
Yes, yes. If you're looking about from iPhones, then yes, it does.
Okay. Salam, I click on my ticket with the Power BI platform. It shows an forwarded email flight details. Is that correct?
Yes, if your flight
Yeah.
details show up, then that's fine.
Yeah, very good. I have issues checking in online. I'm flying out on Thursday. Is it because it's a group flight?
Yes, you may not be able to check in online, so just get to the airport nice and early and you'll be fine.
Yeah. People asking about distances from hotels, etc., and so on. You'll find that on the Rawaf link tree. You'll find that you can find your hotel, and that gives you all of the distances from your hotel to the Haram. If I'm unable to check in online, how early should I arrive at the airport to take into account desk queues for checking in?
3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours, brothers and sisters. It's going to be our regular answer in any scenario that you give us. Are sleeping bags provided in Muzdalifah or should we buy one?
Last year they did give sleeping bags to us while we were in Arafah for Muzdalifah. Years ago, it was supposed to come, it didn't arrive, so we went without sleeping bags.
Hmm.
If you're adamant that you need one, you can buy a small one and just take it with you. And if you end up with two, you can help out and give someone one of your other ones if you like, or just have two underneath you or one underneath you, inshallah.
Yeah. And can we carry a backpack and also a small carry bag for our spare ihram to Mina?
Yep, just be cautious that your space is above your head, whatever fits there, inshallah.
Okay, somebody's landing at Riyadh airport and staying over for 5 hours. What are the facilities to like a lounge area like there? Are you familiar?
Yes, there are numerous lounges available in Riyadh Airport. The cost to enter the lounge is they start at about £25 per person and go up to around £40 for the slightly higher range ones. But most people spend around that price on food and drink over 5 hours in an airport. So it's up to you to just have a look around and see which one you like.
Okay, Abir asks, are we going to visit Bir al-Shafi in the Ziyara?
So the ziyarah is designed for us to go and get back before Dhuhr.
Hmm.
So we don't miss any of the Salah Masjid Nabawi. So every stop with 45 people on a bus takes its toll on the timeline. So I think the stopping points are going to be Masjid Quba and Uhud in terms of where we disembark from the transport and spend some time there.
Yeah. Can a UK plug be used in Mina?
Yes.
Okay. From Emirates, is it 30 kg plus 7 kg hand luggage and a backpack or just
I'm not sure about the backpack.
me neither? Yeah.
7 kg and 30 kg sounds right. It'll be on your ticket. Please check your ticket.
Yeah. Is the Raouf fan battery operated or USB charger?
It is USB-C charger. Just checked.
Very good. There you go. Um, I am not on WhatsApp group. Can you share the eSIM details on Telegram? So whoever that is, because you've written anonymous, please Telegram message me or Rehan, and then we'll do that, inshallah.
Or you can ask Abu Bakr and just ask him to contact one of us. Most of you are very familiar with him because he can post the link on there on our behalf, inshallah.
Okay. Fakhr asks, my package is Rawaf 201 Marriott. I will depart from Chicago via Dubai to Medina, and then I leave from Medina to Mecca on the 24th at 10 a.m. Most probably this day will be the 7th of Dhul Hijjah, which is, and my question is, will I perform Hajj Tamattu or Qiran?
The default for everyone is Tamattu.
Yes.
Obviously, speak to your guide in Chicago. I'm not sure if Faizan's in touch with you in the US. If Faizan's in touch with you, just speak with him, inshallah. Or Sheikh Farid is out there as well. Have a word with one of them, inshallah, because obviously they know the timelines a little bit better than we do for the US flights, inshallah.
Yeah. Rehan, you mentioned suction hooks. Any place we can buy that from apart from Amazon?
Yep. If yes, good for avoiding Amazon. B&M, Home Bargain, eBay, pound
eBay.
shops,
Yeah.
and for the metal solid hooks, B&Q, Wix, something like that, hardware shop.
Yeah. Can I reduce the A4 Rawaf sign to an A5 so it fits on my bag?
Oh, I don't know
Or
about that.
that was a tough one.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course you
I was
can.
all right with the Islamic questions, but you stumped me on this one.
Yeah, no, that's fine, inshallah. If it doesn't fit on your bag as an A4, then do whatever you need to do to make it fit, inshallah.
So somebody's asking, can I clarify? My manager's certificate was supplied in March 2023. I thought that was valid for 5 years.
There are some which are valid for 5 years. As long as it says on there that it's valid for 5 years, that's fine. If it doesn't, then you might want to consider going to the place you got it from if you can, or renewing that because if it gets checked, and that's a big if, they may just assume it's a 3 year block and therefore it's now out of date, unless it says 5 years on there.
Yeah, very good. What is better, a physical SIM or an eSIM?
Again, it's up to you. Physical SIM will give you a local Saudi number. So if that's something you need and you would like to use, then that's a physical SIM. You don't get that with an eSIM. Both will give you data. One will give you a local Saudi number.
Okay, good. There's another question there, Rehan. You can just read it whilst I read another question. See if you can make sense or clarify what it means. How can I add up myself to the WhatsApp group, and what VPN do we download? So, SR, uh, if you're part of our group, then you should be already on the WhatsApp group. I'm presuming you're external. You're more than welcome to join our WhatsApp group. Let me put a reply to you with a link that you can join, inshallah, for that in the chat. Do we need to take the email that contains the flight ticket, or how would we receive our tickets?
Your tickets for group flights should be added to your Raouf dashboard. Your tickets for custom flights will be sent to you via email,
Yeah.
inshallah.
Okay. Belkin power pack can be checked in. No, any power pack needs to be in hand luggage. And what is the WhatsApp group mentioned here? Is it specifically to guide only? It's the WhatsApp group that we're referring to is for those that have been kind of directly contacted by myself or Rayhan that we're responsible for. And your Rawaf guide should have contacted you for making sure that you're taken care of. If you've got any problems, just contact Raouf and they'll support you, inshallah, on that.
Ustadh Akhter, I've got a message as well saying that somebody who's on our group, they have a friend who's on another group. Are they allowed to join our group just purely so they can benefit from the information? That's fine, right?
100%. We'd love you to join, and we're here to support as many people going to Hajj in any different way we can. We're just selfish for reward, really. So, yeah, please do join. Inshallah, I will try and post up the WhatsApp link in a couple of seconds on the chat here. So, those of you who've joined or want to join can do so. Rehan, can you just take a question or two whilst I just find that link?
Yep, no problem. So my return flight from Medina is 6:30, but my coach collection is 11:30. Can I make my own way to Medina airport? Just means I can spend more time in Medina. I'm assuming that 6:30 p.m. And 11:30 a.m. That's based on the formula of getting there 3 to 4 hours early before your flight. If you are going to take your own transport, of course, that's fine. You need to let your guide know and the Raouf team. So care@raoufglobal.com, I'm sure all of you are familiar with. Please do um, email them and let them know I'm choosing to take my own transport to the airport. If you do that, please understand that you're responsible for yourself. You won't have a guide to look after you, to get you checked in, etc., etc.
Okay, very good. Vaccination certificate, can we provide a soft copy, or is it mandatory to have a physical hard copy?
You can definitely provide a soft copy, but we always advise having a hard copy because if your phone battery dies and that person insists on seeing your vaccination certificate,
Mm.
there's not much you're going to be able to do apart from wait and hope that he just lets you go through.
Yeah, with eSIMs, do we still get our Hadi WhatsApp notification?
Yes.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem at all. Does
Oh,
the
sorry. Which Hadi are we talking about?
we're talking about Hadi Online.
Yeah, Hadi.online, you'll get the notification, inshallah.
As for Nusuk, then you need to make sure that you've contacted them.
Registered an email address or something with them where they can contact you.
Yeah. Does physical SIM work in the iPhones?
iPhone 17.
iPhone
Um,
17 in
I'm
particular.
afraid I am not. I'm still on a very old iPhone, so I'm not sure about that. You'll have to check. Just do a Google search, please, and see if the physical SIM will go into an iPhone 17. You can always swap phones with me if you want. I've got an iPhone XS, and I'll be happy to kind of make that swap if you want.
Yeah, very good. The ticket isn't added on my dashboard, only the email with the details. Yeah,
Contact Roaf if you've got any issues about that, inshallah.
yeah. Somebody's asking about the benefits of VPN. You'll have to Google it, brothers and sisters, and have a look.
It just allows you to make WhatsApp calls
Yeah.
in general.
Uh, my wife wants to know, it's always good when people start off with my wife wants to know. As a good disclaimer to cover themselves. If she can take a carry-on rolling bag pack to Mina.
Um, if it's the size of a trolley that you'd deem to be hand luggage, then no, that's too big.
Oh,
If it's just a rucksack that has wheels on it, then that's acceptable, I guess. But we need to avoid having um, hand luggage trolleys in Mina.
yeah.
Okay, because it's gonna, your wife would need to physically pick that up and over her head put it onto a shelf. There's no ground space for luggage in Mina. Okay, so again, that's what the hooks are about. That's what the shelving are for. You may be lucky and find a spot where you can put it on the ground, but it's more than likely someone's going to come and say, "Well, I'm sleeping there, so you can't keep your bag there."
Yeah, good. I booked Rhoda incorrectly this week. Does this mean that I can't book again, or what do I need to do, please?
All right, I see. You need to contact Nusuk and try and if nothing works, you can delete your account and then re-establish a new account, and hopefully that'll give you a chance to book another slot at the Roda, inshallah.
Yeah, excellent. Jazakallah khair. Brothers and sisters, we've answered about 70 questions, all of them complete, alhamdulillah, with 1 minute to spare. So that's fantastic. It's almost 11 p.m. here, UK time. So we want to thank you all for joining. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you, Rihaan and Shaykh Shaqur, for your valuable input today as well. And most importantly, for all of you joining us and listening, inshallah. We're going to see you again Thursday, 7:30 UK time, inshallah. So a session before Maghrib, so we can finish by Maghrib, inshallah. 7:30 UK time. Do tell your friends and family. It will be more orientated to preparing you for Hajj in the religious sense, and we will mention some latest updates as well, inshallah, on that call. Rehan, any final thing before we end for today?
Jazakallah khair. Amazing session. Thank you.
Yeah, very blessed to be with you all. Thank you all. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept it from you, inshallah. Anything you need, please do reach out, and put the WhatsApp group in the chat so those who wish to join can join us and get regular updates, and you'll be able to follow the previous sessions. We'll end there. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته